Rising 660 feet above the Sri Lankan jungle, a massive rock formation towers over the landscape like something from a fantasy novel. This is Sigiriya Rock, an ancient fortress that seems to float among the clouds. The story behind it is straight out of a thriller. King Kashyapa, after murdering his own father and seizing the throne, built this sky-high stronghold in the heart of the wilderness. He knew enemies would come for him, and he wanted to see them from miles away. The rock face still displays intricate frescoes painted centuries ago. Halfway up, massive stone lion paws, all that remains of a colossal guardian statue, silently watch over visitors who dare to climb. Eventually, Kashyapa's reign ended, the palace crumbled, and the jungle reclaimed it all. Buddhist monks later used it as a meditation site before it faded completely from memory. Even today, sections of the summit remain off-limits. Local legends whisper about a cursed throne where the king met his end, still sitting untouched at the peak. That throne, they say, was never meant to be disturbed. Deep in the Sahara Desert of Northwest Africa lies something that looks like the planet is staring back at you. A massive circular formation spanning 25 miles across. Scientists call it the Rishat structure. Everyone else calls it the Eye of the Sahara. From ground level, it's just rolling hills. But from the air, perfectly concentric circles ripple outward like a stone dropped in still water. The precision is unsettling. The symmetry feels impossible. Most geologists believe natural erosion carved these rings over millions of years, but others aren't convinced. Some think it could be evidence of an ancient civilization. A few even suggest it might be the lost city of Atlantis. Adding to the mystery, archaeologists have found human bones and stone tools scattered throughout the area, proving people once lived here. But when did they arrive? Why did they leave? And where did they go? Was this created by human hands, or is it just nature showing off? Either way, that perfectly circular eye seems to be watching something, or waiting for someone to figure out what it really is. Scattered across the barren deserts of northwestern Saudi Arabia are roughly 800 mysterious stone formations that can only truly be seen from above. They look exactly like old-fashioned keyholes. Archaeologists call them mustatils, from the Arabic word for rectangle, though they're anything but rectangular. Each one has a long, narrow corridor leading to a circular or sectioned chamber at the end, forming a perfect keyhole shape. The oldest date back to around 5000 BCE, making them older than the Egyptian pyramids. Here's what makes them eerie. You can walk right past one on the ground and never notice it. Their true form only reveals itself from the sky, something early humans supposedly couldn't access. Google Earth and satellite imagery have been essential in mapping them. Researchers believe they may have been used for livestock worship or ancient rituals. Inside, they've found deliberately stacked stones and animal bones, leading some to wonder if these structures were built to seal something away. No one knows for certain. These keyhole gates, buried in sand for millennia, were carved to unlock something. But what door were they meant to open? In the arid plains of southern Peru, enormous drawings are etched into the earth. Drawings so large you can't see what they are unless you're flying overhead. Welcome to the Nazca Lines. Spread across roughly 190 square miles, this ancient site contains over 300 designs. Hummingbirds with 300-foot wingspans, giant spiders, monkeys, and even a figure that looks disturbingly like an astronaut. These were created nearly 2,000 years ago by the Nazca people, who somehow achieved geometric perfection without being able to see their work from above. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Why create something so massive, so precise if you'll never see the finished product? Some researchers think the lines track celestial movements. Others believe they were used in water rituals or religious ceremonies meant to be seen by the gods. And then there are those who wonder if the drawings were meant as messages, signals to visitors from the sky. The Nazca Desert has almost no wind or rain, as if the landscape was specifically chosen to preserve these images forever. Whatever their purpose, the lines remain, still gazing upward after 2,000 years, waiting for someone or something to respond. On a windswept plain in southern England stands one of the world's most iconic and baffling ancient monuments. Stonehenge, a perfect circle of towering stones, some reaching 23 feet tall and weighing over 40 tons. Built roughly 4,500 years ago, these massive slabs were somehow transported from quarries up to 150 miles away. Without wheels, without modern machinery, without cranes. Why go to such extreme effort? The alignment of the stones corresponds precisely with the solstices, suggesting it may have been an astronomical observatory. Others think it was a sacred burial ground or a site for ritual ceremonies. But the truth is, we don't really know. Before written language, before recorded history, ancient people invested unimaginable labor to arrange these stones in this exact formation. What were they trying to say? What were they trying to preserve? Stonehenge doesn't answer. It just stands there, holding on to prayers that were never written down, keeping secrets the wind has long since forgotten. On the edge of the Sahara Desert, just outside Cairo, three massive triangular structures pierce the sky. The largest, the Great Pyramid of Giza, stands 455 feet tall, with a base stretching 755 feet on each side. Built around 2500 BCE, it required an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 5,500 pounds. And yet the pyramid is so precisely constructed that the four sides are aligned almost perfectly with true north, south, east, and west. How did they do it? We still don't know. Inside there are chambers known as the King's Chamber and Queen's Chamber, but surrounding them are strange shafts, sealed passages, and hidden voids. As recently as 2017, scientists discovered a previously unknown cavity deep within the structure. If the pyramid was just a tomb, why so much secrecy? Why so much precision? Some believe the pyramid was never meant to be a burial site at all, that it served a purpose we haven't yet figured out, possibly involving advanced ancient technology. For now, the pyramid keeps its secrets locked inside millions of tons of stone, refusing to give a straight answer. In the high desert of northern Arizona, there's a hole in the ground that's hard to believe even when you're standing at the rim. Barringer Crater, 3/4 of a mile wide and 560 feet deep. Around 50,000 years ago, an iron meteor, roughly 160 feet across, slammed into Earth at over 26,000 miles per hour. The explosion released energy equivalent to 150 Hiroshima bombs, carving out this massive bowl in seconds. For most of history, people thought it was volcanic. It wasn't until the late 1800s that mining engineer Daniel Barringer proposed it was a meteorite impact. He spent decades and his fortune proving it. Today, it's a popular tourist destination, but standing at the bottom, staring up at the rim, you can't help but feel the weight of what happened here. This isn't just a hole, it's a scar, a reminder that we're living on a planet under constant bombardment from space, and that one day, something like this could happen again.